Has this ever happened to you? You've got the perfect shot, the lighting is great, and your audio sounds like this. Hi, welcome to my channel with really crappy audio. Hope you can hear any of it. Glad you joined me today. Let's fix that today. Today we're going to review two of the most popular wireless microphones from DJI, the DJI Mic Mini, this one here, and the DJI Mic 2, this one here. We're going to put them through a series of real-world tests to see where they each shine and where they might falter. The contenders are the Mic Mini, the lightweight, super simple grab-and-go contender, and the DJI Mic 2, the feature-packed professional-grade powerhouse. We're going to run through a series of tests, including noise cancellation, ease of use, and that dreaded uh-oh moment when you may have lost some audio. There are a lot of other videos out there that go through the technical specifications and the setup. That isn't really my goal for this video, but if you think that would be valuable to you, I'd be happy to put that video together. Leave me a comment and let me know if that would be something that you'd be interested in watching. Challenge number 1 is going to be the noise cancellation features and to see which one actually provides a better sound quality. To put this through the test, I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to go outside on my busy street and do some walking with cars going by. It's also a little bit windy out there. The second test that I'm going to do with noise cancellation is here in my studio with a fan, simulating what you might run into in the real world if you're out there doing an interview and you've got somebody's AC unit on, or you've got, a refrigerator in the background, something that's giving some background noise. Which one of these does a better job with noise cancellation in that environment? Okay, on to challenge number 1, out on the road. Let's head on out of the studio and see what we get. We also have some wind out here, and that may be affecting the audio quality as well on the mics. I haven't put on the wind muffs. I wanted to get a full test, just mics on their own with some sound canceling or noise canceling. And you can hear those cars going by. And now we're going to switch it over to noise canceling to get a sense of what it sounds like with that on and this noise in the background. Okay, noise canceling is on, and you can hear some of the cars going on right there. Same distance from the road, and we're going to be able to go see in the studio what difference that made. This is a pretty good test to figure out, if you're out there trying to vlog in a noisy environment, which of these two mics sound better just in general, but even more importantly, which noise cancellation sounds better on these mics. I have a theory which one's going to sound better, but I'm not going to call it until I get into the I'm not going to call it till I get back into the studio and do some actual analysis that I will show you guys, and you can hear it for yourselves. So we got another car coming by. Let's listen one more time with the noise cancellation on. Okay, this is a busy, noisy road. This will be a good test. Okay, this next test is back in my studio, you can see. Nice to be out of the hot sun. What we're going to do in this one is we're going to use a fan, the Vornado from Costco. It can be quite loud. And we're going to use that as kind of some background noise. You may encounter times where you're shooting and you've got air conditioning running or a fan or some kind of background noise. And I want to test these two mics to see if there's a difference in their noise canceling. You heard what it was like out on the road. Now we're going to see what it's like just here in a studio with some background noise. So I'm going to turn the fan on, then we're going to listen to me talk for a little bit with the noise canceling turned off. And then we'll kind of hear the fan noise in the background. Then I'll turn the noise canceling on and we'll see if there's a difference. So let's turn that on. Okay, you can probably hear that now. There should be some background noise. I'll be quiet for a second. You can hear that. So I'll just talk for a little bit with that fan going and see if this is disruptive and if one of these mics sounds better than the other even with noise canceling off. That's one of the things I wanted to test on this. So now we're going to turn the noise canceling on and see if there's a difference. Okay, there we go. We've got the noise canceling on. We'll see if there's a difference with these two mics, but I'm going to again be quiet for a second so we can hear the background. Well, you be the judge. Which one sounds better to you? Now, in terms of ease of use, I would say that these score pretty much equally. They're both really easy to open up, set up, get going and recording pretty quickly. As you can see, you can just open this up and you've got everything right here. You've got your one receiver and your two transmitters. And all you got to do to get set up is take out your receiver and your transmitter. These are already linked up because they auto link inside the case. And so literally you can hook up your receiver to either your camera or you can hook it up to your phone. In here, they have a little USB adapter, and you put that here in the bottom of your device, and then you can just plug that right into your phone, and it will recognize it right away as a new mic, and you can use it for anything on your phone. You can use it for Zoom, you can use it with an audio recording app, anything. You plug that into your phone or your camera, hook up your mic here, and you're going, you're recording. Piece of cake. The Mic Mini, same thing. You open it up and you can see here that we've got the one transmit, or the two transmitters and the one receiver. The one difference with the Mic Mini is that they made enough headroom in the case to include both the windscreens and the cable that you would use to plug into, say, your camera. So the one nice thing is that you can put all that in one little case, and it's a smaller case than the Mic 2, and put that in your bag and you're good to go. So I really love the compactness of both these. Like I said, the DJI Mic 2 is just slightly bigger. It does not have enough headroom in the case to include the windscreens or the cable. The Mic Mini comes with this nice little pouch here, and it makes it really nice to just, you don't even need the pouch, but you can put that into this nice little pouch that will protect it, and you're good to go. Throw it on in your bag. The Mic 2s come with this kind of larger pouch, not too much larger, and it comes with, you know, room in there to put your cables and your windscreens and anything else. The other thing that I have got with this that does not come with these, but you can buy separately, is what they call the, let's see if I can get that to focus here. This is the camera adapter. And what it does is, you can again see here that this is a digital camera adapter that goes into the hot shoe of your camera. One thing to call out here before you go and buy one, this is only compatible with Sony cameras. I don't know why they did that, but this adapter is only for Sony cameras with a hot shoe. This adapter only works with the Mic 2. The Mic Mini does not fit this, so it's not universal. That does bug me a little bit. They have created a camera adapter for the Mic Mini, but it is out of stock everywhere. I can't find it on their site, DJI's site. I can't find it on BH Photo, Adorama. It's out of stock everywhere. I don't know why. They must not have made enough of these. They must have been really popular. So I'm on wait lists everywhere, because it would be really nice to have that with the Mic Mini for the same reason, that I can just plug that right into the hot shoe and not have an analog cable going from the receiver to the camera. But overall, in terms of rating these for ease of use, absolutely phenomenal. Both of them equally easy, equally simple to set up and to get connected to your phone or your camera. Really simple, really convenient, and really high audio quality. So two thumbs up on both of those. I think it's a wash. They both do a great job in terms of ease of use. The final point I want to make is the one that freaks me out the most anytime I'm doing in recording, whether it's my own stuff or for somebody else, which is loss of audio. I mentioned that with the DJI Mic Mini, to connect it to your camera, you need one of these TRS cables into the receiver and into your camera. I've seen it before where somebody didn't push this all the way in and either got one channel or it just didn't work because it had gotten pulled out. Imagine recording for a half an hour, 2 hours. You're doing an interview and you don't know until you've finished recording, packed up and left and gotten home, oh my gosh, my audio's gone. It's not there. What do? You're toast. You got to go back and reshoot. One of the biggest upsides of the Mic 2 is that it has internal audio recording. So what that means is I can have my receiver on my camera recording directly from this mic and mixing that into my video directly. But I can also, this little record button here, press record, and you see that a red light comes on. And what that means is that in addition to recording to my camera, it's now recording locally to the mic. Even if something happens and that cable gets pulled out and you lose the onboard audio, you still have a backup of your audio on the microphone here and any of the other mics that you're recording locally to, and you're good to go. You didn't lose anything. Whenever I shoot, even just a YouTube video, I record directly to my camera, but I always record locally so that I always have a backup just in case. It's just peace of mind, and it's really nice. Another use of this on mic recording is that maybe you aren't doing any video. Maybe you just want to do some audio. Maybe you're doing an audio interview. Maybe you just want to record you talking to your folks or to your grandparents, and you don't want to set up a camera. You're not doing any of that. You can just take these little mics out, put them on somebody. You don't even need your receiver. You leave the receiver in the case, and you just hit internal recording, and you can just have a full recording session right on this little device. The Mic Minis do not have that. No internal recording at all. So you have to be recording to a device, whether it's your phone or camera or computer, but there is no internal recording for these minis. That is another consideration as you're looking at the Mic 2s versus the minis, a little bit of flexibility for just doing pure audio recording without a need for any other device. One final note on this internal recording of the Mic 2s is that not only does it do internal recording, but it also does 32-bit float internal recording. That sounds like a mouthful. Some of you may already know what that is. Got it, no big deal. Some of you may have never heard that before, and we're going to come over here and take a look at, this is DJI's site, 32-bit float internal recording, remarkable range. It says, with support for 32-bit float internal recording, DJI Mic 2 provides a high dynamic range that not only delivers high-quality recording, but also adapts better to complex sound environments. It excels in capturing every nuance of a voice, from quiet whispers to booming decibel levels, providing greater reliability in erratic noise scenarios and more flexibility in post. If you're a photographer, think of it like this. When you shoot photos, you usually shoot in RAW. And the reason you shoot in RAW is because it captures all the information in dynamic range in a photo, and it gives you more flexibility in post to mess with the shadows and midtones and highlights. 32-bit float is sort of like RAW for audio. Some of you that may have recorded in noisy areas before, or doing an interview and somebody sneezes or screams and it spikes the decibels and it clips and it distorts the audio file, and there is nothing. When you clip audio, there is nothing you can do to recover it. It's gone. 32-bit float gives you way more bandwidth, so that if somebody screams or sneezes or a freaking diesel truck goes by, you don't lose any of that information. You don't clip ever. You have all of that information and you can just bring that down and recover that totally fine in post-edit. Not only do you get the peace of mind that you have on-device backup recording, but it's also in 32-bit float, so that if you do have a scenario where you have any clipping or somebody speaking really soft, you have a lot of flexibility to bring that audio back into range. And once again, this is something that DJI Mic Minis do not have. They don't have 32-bit float recording. So, in conclusion, again, I'm not here to pick a winner. I'm just here to show where they have their pros and cons and let you make a choice based on what your needs are. So if you're a solo creator who's looking to save some money because the Mic Mini is significantly cheaper than the Mic 2, and you don't need 32-bit float and you don't need on-device recording, you just want something simple, but something that still sounds fantastic, the Mic Mini is the way to go. If you have slightly more professional needs in terms of on-device backup audio recording and 32-bit float because you know you're going to be in some high dynamic range environments for audio, then the Mic 2 is the way to go. Personally, I found myself reaching for the Mic 2s a little more often, only because I like the convenience of being able to change all the settings right on the device and not have to connect it to my phone. And that just makes it really nice. And I always turn on backup on-device recording because I have been bitten by this before and I have had it happen again, but I had the backup recording and it saved everything. I didn't have to re-record my whole video. There's the comparison. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you've got these mics, I would love to hear anything that I may have missed. In general, these are both fantastic devices. They sound great. They are portable, easy to use, and just a lot of fun. So go out, try one of these, come back to the comments, let me know how it's worked for you and what projects you're doing with them. Thank you again for joining. If you find this content valuable, please consider subscribing. It's a huge help to a small channel like mine. I appreciate the support, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Bye.